It was a bitter December evening, the kind where the cold doesn't just bite your skin, it cuts straight to the bone. The neighborhood was silent, almost unnervingly so. No dogs barking, no cars passing, just the sharp, empty stillness of winter. When I got home from work, I noticed something sitting neatly on my porch. At first I thought it was junk mail, maybe a package delivered to the wrong house, but as I stepped closer, my stomach tightened. It wasn't a package. It was a cassette tape. Old. Dusty. The kind you only ever see in flea markets or forgotten boxes in the attic. And written across the label in thick, smudged black marker was my name. Just my name. No note. No explanation. No reason. For a long moment I just stood there in the freezing air, staring at it like it might move. My chest felt tight and every instinct screamed at me to leave it where it was, to pretend I'd never seen it. But curiosity, it always wins. I picked it up. The plastic felt oddly warm in my hand, as if someone had just been holding it. I carried it inside, but even then I kept it at arm's length like it was something alive. The problem was, I didn't even own a cassette player anymore. So I set it on my coffee table. And that was when the waiting began. Hours passed. I tried to watch TV, tried to scroll through my phone, but no matter what I did, I could feel it there, that little rectangle of plastic and tape, sitting in the dark, watching me. By midnight, I was restless, pacing. My mind spun with questions. Who left it? Why? Why me? And then, against every ounce of common sense, I did something stupid. I went to my closet, dug through old boxes, and there it was, my old Walkman. The moment I held the cassette over it, my hands trembled so badly I nearly dropped it. I pressed play. Static hissed through the tiny speakers, the sound of dead air, and then, a voice. My voice. Don't go outside tomorrow, at midnight. The words crawled into me like ice water down my spine. It wasn't a memory. I had never said those words in my life. But there it was. Me. Warning me. The tape clicked off. I stared at it, shaking, my pulse hammering in my throat. My own voice. Not distorted, not faked. Perfect. Real. Me. But how? I played it again, and again, and again. Always the same. Always me. By dawn, I hadn't slept a second. Every sound outside made me jump. The ticking of the wall clock felt like a countdown. The next night, as the clock crawled toward midnight, I sat in my chair, frozen, staring at the door. Every nerve in my body screamed to run, but I couldn't move. I just waited. And then, footsteps on the porch, slow, heavy, deliberate. They stopped right outside the door. The doorknob rattled once, then again. I thought my heart would tear through my ribs. I pressed a hand over my mouth, desperate to stay silent. The air in the room was so cold I could see my own breath. After what felt like an eternity, the footsteps faded, vanished into the frozen night. I was still alive. But when I looked back at the cassette, I noticed something I hadn't before. On the corner of the plastic case, a faint smear. Dark. Red. Blood. My skin went clammy. And then the realization hit me like a hammer. The tape hadn't been a warning. It hadn't been trying to protect me. It was a promise. It was proof. Proof that whoever left it already knew everything. Because when I finally dared to glance at the porch again, my blood turned to ice. Sitting neatly where the first tape had been was another cassette. The label this time didn't just have my name. It had tomorrow's date.